Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ron, and we're going to be showing you a simple video on how to make basic changes. Okay, so whether it is you want to change a phone number or you want to change information on the page, this is how you do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is obviously after we're logged in. Up here, you can see Edit Page. Right, so I'm going to right click it and open it. So this is the front end. This is what it looks like on the front end. Text here, boxes here. On the back end, it's quite different. Okay, there's different plugins we use, and a bunch of different formats we're going to get into. So let's look at them. Just wait for it to load. Give it a second. Cool. So this is what the page looks like on the back end. Okay, and this is the home page right now. And right now we have a plugin called Visual Composer for this specific website, and what that plugin does is it helps you create new custom elements that you really can't find anywhere else. So whether it is you want special countdown boxes or special sliders or custom headings with different fonts and cool animations, this plugin helps you do that. And what it typically looks like is it's a bunch of boxes. So you'll see Revolution Slider 5, it's a row, it's a box, and what that box represents is here. The content here. So every content, row that you typically see, like these, is on the back end looked like in boxes. So you can see how people reach their potential, custom headings, right? Potential Unleash specializes in customized consulting. So if you go down here, let's see where that is. That's this. So let's say I wanted to change what this said. Help your people reach their potential, or I just wanted to remove it, right? I could either just straight up delete it. This is a delete box, right? See that, delete this row. This is typically more of an organizational thing. This pen, it's like full width. There's a background behind it. Yes, you can see that this is great background here. It's to center, right? Background color. This is more of like the background of this entire thing, but as far as directly what's inside, it's this, right? So let's say I wanted to say, instead of help your people, I want to say help your organization. It said help your people, I change this to organization, right? So after making that change, click update. Once it's updated, I refresh the page. Just gonna wait till it's completely done. You see it says loading here. When it's done loading, that's typically, WordPress letting you know it's finished. Just gonna give it a little bit. Sometimes I like to double tap it. I'm in a rush. See here it says waiting down here in the bottom left. Just gonna give it a bit. Okay, cool, it's done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refresh this page, and we're gonna see everything changed. And right now it's moving a little bit slower than usual. It's because we have a lot of content and we're in the process of changing servers. So once we change servers, you'll be able to see an instant change, an instant loading speed versus this, 5 to 6 second delay. Okay, so now look, organization, boom. It's really simple. So when it comes to making text changes, like anything regarding like words, right? I'm gonna change it back. This little pen. This is for duplicating, so if I wanted to show it twice, and this is for deleting, I just want to straight up delete it. Cool, now looking down, you'll see that there's different options. There's icons and little text blocks and dividers. A divider is a space. So where that's right here, we put a space in between, right? And you can make spaces larger or smaller depending on the px size. So if I wanted to make an extremely big space, I can. If I want to make small spaces, I can. If I want to do underlines, I can. It's pretty simple, right? So I'm just going to scroll down, and just more fancy boxes. Each of these things are different plugin options, right? So for example, there's white text here, that's why it's blank. But if I click the plus, you'll see there's so many options for us to choose. There's icons. If I wanted to add an icon, a progress bar, animated titles, contact forms for email submits, and it goes on and on, okay? But overall, I think what you're mostly going to do is either maybe you might delete something, or maybe you might change information in here, or change where a link goes to, like button, learn more. Yeah, if I want to change the URL, the destination of the URL, you would just put the new one here and click save. But that's pretty much it. As far as like macro changes, as far as, let's say I wanted to change, this phone number here, whatever number that is, or more specific stuff like what goes down here, right? To change what goes down here, this is called a footer. To change what's in the footer, you would go to the footer area. So you would go to appearances, right? Go to widgets and open a new tab in widgets. Footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, and you can see the info here. About us, that about us information is the same information here. Footer area 2, that's the menu, right, and the services. So let's say you wanted to, add another text related information. You would find text box here. You would simply drag it. You can put like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You could save it, and then it would show up, right? But I'm gonna delete it. Okay, now let's say you wanted to make a macro change, which is, hey, Ron, I don't. It's not that I want to put any more information under these things. Is in actuality, I want 4 rows instead of 3. I want 4 columns. So instead of about us, navigation, services, I want to add a 4th one that says contact us with a special box. Here's how to do it. So when you navigate to Salient here, every theme in WordPress has its own macro change database, like its own place where you could change the actual theme itself. So instead of changing individual pages and what's inside it, so instead of changing what's here to reflect what's on the page, what if I want to change the entire theme myself? What if I want to change the entire, package itself? How to do that is you would go to the theme here. Every theme has its own database like this, right? And here you can see, the general settings. So you can see the layouts, the fonts, the footer, right? Right now it's set up to 3. You can change it to 4 if you want to. You can change it to 4, but 1 being extremely larger than the other 3. You could change it to a whole bunch of things here, okay? If you want to, manage the blog, like contact, that's the same contact number, which is up there, right? In social media, you'll see here, there's a social media links, right? If you wanted to add more, you can do so here, right? Those same links here, see that? If you wanted to add a Twitter link, you would just put in this macro place, that Twitter URL. Right now it's not showing one because we didn't put one in there, but if we were to place this # with the URL, that would show up, okay? So if we continue, home slider, it's the same thing. So this is changing macro challenges. This really isn't going to be tweaked around with much, but I felt obliged to show you this is how you would able to change stuff up here or macro stuff, okay? And the last thing I really want to show is Revolution Slider. So if you see here, if you go up top, you'll see there's Image Hero Revolution Slider 5. What is that? I explained earlier in the video, that is actually this. Let's say I wanted to change this, what this says and where this link goes to, right? The best way to do so is go to Slider Revolution. That's the plugin that's showing pretty much all those sliders that we made, all those homepage options that we made, okay? I'm going to stop this. So this is called Image Hero. That's the one we're using right now. So if I go to Slider Revolution, which is all the way down here, see Slider Revolution, I'm inside right now. I click Image Hero because that is the exact slider that we want to change the information for. Okay, so quickly I want to start off by saying you'll see these little red X's here. This means that it's not showing. The only slide that's showing at the moment are the ones with the green check mark. So there's only one slide showing right now, and that slide is this main slide here, okay? When you scroll down, you'll be able to see some kind of editor that shows all the information. So success by design, not by chance. If I wanted to change what this said, I would double click. You can see I can see the copy here. If I added text, you would see that it shows here. This requires HTML, so if you want to add a space, it's typically you open up this less than greater than sign, BR, Boom, it's right there. And you would just click Save Slide in order to save the updates, right? If I wanted to add a text image, if I want to add a text right there, if I wanted to add a new button, simple. There's my new button. I would double click. There it is. If I wanted to change the color, you know, you would have to do that when you first create the button. So you'd have to create a new button, right? You can change the colors here. Right? But overall, it's really simple. I'm going to delete this. Here's where you delete. I'm going to change this back to what it is. Actually, I'm just going to show one more thing. And if you want to center copy, if you wanted to center like paragraphs, and you know it's hard for you to know how to do that, you're running into, you know, it's just really bothering you. What you would do is highlight this, click this drop down arrow, navigate to spaces. Right now it's aligned to the left, which is why it's shown this way. If I aligned it to center, there you go. All right, and if I were to save the slide, and update this, you'll be able to see that new 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Down here, it's just the animations. So once you click one of those, it because if I clicked play, it would show you how it would load up when going to the site. Last thing would be the buttons. If you want to change where the buttons go to, sorry, just give me a second. Right, I believe it's under links. Actions, right? Yeah, this is how you. So if I wanted to change where the button would go to, I'd highlight the button. I'd go to actions because it's an action. You can see that there's a click, right? If I added a plus, there'll be a new option of what it would do. But right now it's already set to one. So this action is when you click it, it's a simple link that goes to this URL in the same window, right? And if I wanted to change this URL to something else, another page, whether it's a ClickFunnels page, another a landing page, or another page on the website, you would just copy and paste that link in here and you would click save. Okay? And that's typically how you do it. Let's just see what this looks like. Let me check if I save this. See if I'm in the right slider. Image hero. Is this image hero? Oh, I'm sorry. So what's happening is right now I'm on the wrong slide. I'm on this slide, which is hidden. I really should be on this slide. So what I'm going to do, just to give you an example, sometimes this can get really tedious. That's why it's good to double check everything. I'm going to delete this. Save that back to what it was. I'm going to head to this slide right here, which had the green check mark. See, didn't even follow my own advice. That's why it's good to pay attention to what you're doing. You know, 5 minutes can easily turn into 20 when not paying attention. I'm going to show you guys that 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to save it. I'm going to refresh this page. And we should see the 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing that we updated in the Revolution slider. There you go. All right, so I'm going to delete that. And that's how you work Revolution slider. Every other page is typically the same. Like if we look at About Us or Our Approach or even Our Products is actually, let's just go to Our Services. Right, there's info here, right? But it's the same. If we click Edit Page, say I want to add a button here. Doing workshops. This is the about page I'm editing right now. I want to edit the services page. So services, yeah, it's already pulled up. Second, so workshops, right? I create a space because I want to create a space between that button and the text. I don't want it to look too close together. It'll be awkward. And let's say it was Microsoft.com/leadership mastery, and the button of the text of the button would be learn more or visit a workshop. It would open to a new tab, and I want the button to be red. I click save. I update this. Let it load. Refresh that. And there's our button, okay? I would make this not a line, so it's a little bit back and forth, but overall you can see that's pretty much how you would do it. Let's say I were to remove that line. Right now it's a small line. I thought it was a space. I put no line here, right? So just a space, which is 30. Update. Now this is a kind of a thorough explanation of how you would do this. I don't think you would be able to, you don't need to know all these, but it's just good to have a video to reference and go back to just in case you need to change a couple of these or something like that, because everything's mostly here for the 80/20. That way you'll be able to make your changes almost instantly if necessary, right? And then the last thing would be just to make sure, I want to make sure we go over as much as we could in a short amount of time. Let's say you wanted to change the menu structure, which is, we have the home, about us, we have some stuff here, but, I want to change the way, let's say I have a new page I'm creating. I want to make sure that people can see it when they first visit our website, right? So here's a menu. You can see it's set to the top navigation. So what that means is when people first visit the site, this is the menu they're going to see. Okay, so home, about us, all that, our services, our products, all that, boom, everything's here. So, yeah, this typically represents the homepage menu. If you wanted to change a link, let's say you wanted our clients not underneath about us anymore, which is how it is right now, you see that. You would typically just drag it to the left or just move it here. Great, you would save. And then once I refresh this, you'll see that it'll show up right next to about us. See that? It's right here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to take this off. Our clients, put our approach first, our clients, our team. I'm going to save this. And that's pretty much it. So we went over how to change pages, how to change the overall theme options, just footers, homes, colors, how to change text, how to change images is really the same thing, right? What page is this? The About Us page. For example, here you'll see single image. Right click that pen. That pen is really how you edit everything on the site. You see there's a picture of Jamad here. You would just delete that image and put a new one. It's pretty much it. It's all very simple. It's all through this square, box, row, and columns interface here that we use. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much how you do everything. Make sure you save everything. Make sure you double check everything. But mostly it's really those two plugins, which is that slider plugin, this, and then just editing pages within WordPress, okay? So if you have any other questions, please be sure to reach out. Hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching this video.